100 famous wise quotes from Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Where there is love, there is life. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. The future depends on what we do in the present. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Nonviolence is a weapon of the strong. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Satisfaction lies in the effort, not in the attainment. Full effort is full victory. What you do is of little significance, but it is very important that you do it. My life is my message. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is like an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Honest disagreement is often a good sign of progress. It is unwise to be too sure of one's own wisdom. It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. Nonviolence is the first article of my faith. It is also the last article of my creed. The force generated by nonviolence is infinitely greater than the force of all the arms created by man's ingenuity. Civil disobedience becomes a sacred duty when the state becomes lawless or corrupt. Hatred can be overcome only by love. Whenever you are confronted with an opponent, conquer him with love. Truth alone will endure, all the rest will be swept away before the tide of time. I must continue to bear testimony to truth even if I am forsaken by all. Even if you are a minority of one, the truth is the truth. There is a higher court than courts of justice, and that is the court of conscience. It supersedes all other courts. A no uttered from the deepest conviction is better and greater than a yes merely uttered to please, or what is worse, to avoid trouble. By education I mean an all-round drawing out of the best in the child and man, body, mind and spirit. The aim of university education should be to turn out true servants of the people who will live and die for the country's freedom. Persistent questioning and healthy inquisitiveness are the first requisite for acquiring learning of any kind. The function of Nai Talim is not to teach an occupation, but through it to develop the whole man. Love requires that true education should be easily accessible to all and should be of use to every villager in his daily life. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. The spirit of democracy cannot be imposed from without. It has to come from within. A leader is useless when he acts against the promptings of his own conscience. The golden rule of conduct is mutual tolerance, seeing that we will never all think alike. I suppose leadership at one time meant muscles, but today it means getting along with people. Live simply so that others may simply live. The real ornament of woman is her character, her purity. It is not a man's body, but his mind and character that determine his worth. A man who is a slave to his passions cannot be free. The law of sacrifice is uniform throughout the world. To be effective it demands the sacrifice of the bravest and the most spotless. Power is of two kinds, one is obtained by the fear of punishment, the other by acts of love. Where love is, there God is also. The day the power of love overrules the love of power, the world will know peace. Service without humility is selfishness and egotism. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends. But to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. Fear has its use but cowardice has none. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. A coward is incapable of exhibiting love, it is the prerogative of the brave. I cannot teach you violence, as I do not myself believe in it. I can only teach you not to bow your heads before anyone even at the cost of your life, An ounce of practice is worth more than tons of preaching. Action expresses priorities. The future depends on what we do in the present. There is more to life than simply increasing its speed. It's the action, not the fruit of the action, that's important. To lose patience is to lose the battle. Faith is not something to grasp, it is a state to grow into. Prayer is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. A small body of determined spirits fired by an unquenchable faith can alter the course of history. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. Patience means self-suffering. Without patience, persistence is worthless. Infinite patience produces immediate results. If I have the belief that I can do it, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it. Persistence in truth will lead you to victory. Justice that love gives is a surrender, justice that law gives is a punishment. In matters of conscience, the law of the majority has no place. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Morality is the basis of things and truth is the substance of all morality. The good man is the friend of all living things. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. Disobedience to be civil must be sincere, respectful, restrained, never defiant. Liberty and democracy become unholy when their hands are dyed red with innocent blood. Freedom is not given, it is taken. To call woman the weaker sex is a libel, it is man's injustice to woman. Truth is the first thing to be sought for, and beauty and goodness will then be added unto you. The seeker after truth should be humbler than the dust. Truth never damages a cause that is just. Truth is by nature self-evident. As soon as you remove the cobwebs of ignorance, it shines clear. Even truthfulness will be hypocrisy if it results in cruelty. Service without love is lifeless. Man becomes great exactly in the degree in which he works for the welfare of his fellow men. The earth, the air, the land, and the water are not an inheritance from our forefathers but on loan from our children. To forget how to dig the earth and to tend the soil is to forget ourselves. If we are to reach real peace in this world, we shall have to begin with the children. A society can be judged by how it treats its weakest members. Man should forget his anger before he lies down to sleep. It is wrong and immoral to seek to escape the consequences of one's acts. Anger is the enemy of nonviolence and pride is a monster that swallows it up. Self-respect knows no considerations. Spiritual relationship is far more precious than physical. Physical relationship divorced from spiritual is body without soul. Prayer is not asking. It is a longing of the soul. The essence of all religions is one. Only their approaches are different. There is force in the universe, which, if we permit it, will flow through us and produce miraculous results. I do not want my house to be walled in on all sides and my windows to be stuffed. I want the cultures of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible. The enemy is fear. We think it is hate, but it is fear. The moment there is suspicion about a person's motives, everything he does becomes tainted. If you want real peace in the world, start with children. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. Whenever you have truth it must be given with love, or the message and the messenger will be rejected. Our greatness lies not so much in being able to remake the world as in being able to remake ourselves. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind.
Our greatness lies not so much in being able to remake the world, as in being able to remake. An eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony.